I told you guys we were gonna get busy with the 125, and we are. The motor is all back together. It's ready to go back on the frame. So let's just go ahead and get her back on the frame. There's a couple little things I want to do to the motor once it's on the frame, but other than that, at the end of this video, we should see if this guy is going to run or not. All right, got a couple new engine mount bolts here for these long guys because they were missing. And I think I have all the other bolts and brackets and stuff I need. We'll probably bolt the bottom in here first. Get the top one on. Actually, maybe we'll get that top one on first so it can help hold the weight. At least this is a nice, small, lightweight motor. It still might be a little tricky doing this by myself, but I'm used to working by myself. I think I'll manage. Oh, get my old man knee pad here. Alrighty. So let's lift this up. Gently caress it in place. Yeah, it's not gonna work from my hand. I have to get it more on the bottom. Oh God. Oh, that needs to be on this side, doesn't it? There we go. Put this bolt in. Just temporary to help hold the weight. I'm not sure which side of the bracket that's actually supposed to go on. I'll have to look. I'm not gonna get the rest. Oh, let's get the washer and nut on that loose so it doesn't slip. My engine comes falling, crashing down out of there, and I split the case in half. Or something silly like that. Now I can get on this side. Now why is that? There we go. Oh, there she is. There she is. Stay there. Stay. Stay. All right. She ain't going anywhere now. And I think I actually have it on the correct side of that upper bracket too, because she looks pretty centered in there. I'm gonna confer to the owner's manual or the service manual real quick to make sure, judging by the paint mark on this, I think I have her in there the right way. Yeah, I have to. That is the correct way, I can tell. From looking at the paint, you can see where this was up against it, matches the profile of the head. So, we're good. Now we will have to tear in that carb too. Not only clean it, but I'm interested to see what size jets or if any performance jetting has been done to this guy. The thing is, I'm not sure which bolts go to which. That barely sticks out there. Okay, these guys here, we're gonna say. All right, that should be all the mounts. All right, engine's all bolted off. Let's pull this oil drain plug out. I don't honestly think there's a whole lot of oil in here. I think she's pretty empty. Yeah, there's a good little bit, actually. We'll drain that, we'll put some fresh on. You know, I looked these over and I don't see any obvious signs of any leaking around our crankcase side covers. So I don't think I am gonna touch those for now. Why fix what ain't broken? So I'm gonna drain this, we'll put some fresh in there, and we'll go ahead and dig into the carburetor then. Which I'll probably go ahead and pull while this guy finishes draining. And I probably am gonna flush this a little bit too, just to get all the nasty stuff out. Use some cheap oil. All right, I'm a little worried, guys, because I pulled this off and turned it upside down, and it looked like pure water ran out and not gasoline. So I'm not sure what we're gonna find in here. Let's go ahead and open her up and see. On the plus side, the water that came out was super clear and clean. So hopefully things aren't an absolute mess in there. Let's see what size jets are in here, but I have no idea what the stock jetting should be. I'll have to look. All right, moment of truth. A little bit of corrosion. That's gas, mostly water. A little bit of gas in there. Bowl's got a little bit of sludge in it, not too bad. I think all in all it's going to clean up pretty good. I cannot make out what the main jet is. Alright, the main jet is a 105. I'm not sure what's supposed to be in stock. They're definitely clogged. So I'm going to pull this carburetor all apart and clean her up. It needed a good little bit of work. That was mostly, like I said, mostly water that was in there. My float plunger was broke off and stuck. We got it fixed. Luckily I had one that was the same size that fit it, was able to put in there. So that's not going to hold us up any. I'm going to finish hooking the carburetor up. I'm going to throw some Valvoline motorcycle in this as kind of a break-in oil. We get this guy running, we'll run it with that a little bit and then switch over some good old AMS oil. Yeah, it'll work though. I do believe these take pretty much a quart of oil. I'm not sure if I put my new air filter in there yet either. Did not. Can't forget that. Now the question is, something I have yet to even check for is spark. I have no idea if we even have spark. So I suppose now would be a good time to check for that. And I don't think there's any way I'm going to get you guys in here to see this. So I will just confirm or deny whether we have spark for you. Oh, spark. Oh, beautiful spark. All right. It's always the stuff you think is going to be super simple that causes you the most pain and aggravation. Alrighty. On. Air filter. Alright, so I put new mounts here on the gas tank because these were completely missing. I did, while I had it apart, install a new petcock because it was, the one that was on there didn't want to turn, so I figured might as well go ahead and replace that. So we can slap this tank on here, put a little gas in it, hook the fuel line up, and see if we get any life out of this girl. Look at that, you throw a tank on there, it already begins to look more like a motorcycle. Alright, we're to the point, the gas tank is on, fuel line is hooked up, we got gas going to the carb now. A few other little things we'll have to do before we can actually drive this thing is I'm missing the clutch cable holder that goes on here. So we can't actually hook the chain up and ride it today. And I also noticed that this back perch here has been welded on very poorly and misaligned. So we're gonna have to cut this off, line this up to actually bolt our exhaust on. I just kind of have it half-heartedly bolted on right now. But we're to the point, we got fuel, we got air, we got spark. Let's see if this guy will fire up for us at least. Let's see what we got. Helps if you turn the fuel on. Whoop, there's already a little burp burp. Oh, okay. Wonder if she's flooding. Wonder if she's flooding out. Let's pull the spark plug and take a look. It says a no-name spark plug in this thing too. Should probably get the actual NGK plug. Nah, I think our spark plug is almost dry. Crack the drain here on our carburetor and make sure it's not airlocked. This will probably be one of those things I regret doing. I'll loosen this screw on the bowl drain and then never get it to stop leaking. Oh, that thing's stripped. I ain't gonna get that loose anyway. Nothing. Right, so feel issue. Yep, as I surmised, it's an issue with our carburetor because we've got it pouring out the overflow here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just order a new carb. All right, so it's actually been a good little bit since that last footage you saw happen. I've actually got the TTR125 up and running. I've put some miles on it already. So a couple things that you guys didn't get to see is we replaced the handlebars because the ones that were on it were bent and I didn't realize it until I got it to where I started to ride it. So I got a new set, just went with Tusk bars. I did get the new plastic on the air dam on this side and a new rear fender because the one that was with it was all busted and didn't want to stay in place. We mentioned in the last video about this over here. You guys can't see it. Maybe if the camera comes in here and looks. That's all fixed up. I cut it off, rerouted it actually where it should be, so that's good and strong now. But most importantly, we've got a new carburetor in here that brings this girl back to life. So she's got a nice cold motor. Where's the exhaust? See, I'm grabbing it. We'll see how easy she comes back to life. Now that we've got cold temperatures, one kick. So she is up and running now. And I must say, it actually runs pretty good.
And you may think a little TTR125 is too small of a bike for a full-size adult like me, but I absolutely love this little bike. Again, I'm not a huge fella. I'm 5'10", 165 to 175 pounds on a whatever day and however much I eat. And I just love the size of this bike. It's nice and low to the ground so I can keep my feet planted when need be. It's lightweight, easy to balance, and for being used as a trail bike, you can put it in first gear and just absolutely putt without having to ride the clutch. It is so easy to ride through the woods. And another thing to keep in mind with me is I only have about 12 hours total riding experience on a dirt bike between this TTR and the KO. And to be honest, the KO, for a beginner like me, I'm a little scared of it. I'm not too proud to admit. It has enough power and enough weight to it that I'm a little hesitant on it. But when I'm on the TTR, that hesitation just goes away. I'm not afraid to try stuff on this. And that's kind of a bonus for riding the KO as well, because the more I ride the TTR, the more I'm getting comfortable on the KO. Now, as far as power, no, it's not going to be the world's most powerfulest dirt bike. Is it underpowered? No, it has a lot of torque, and so getting up and go from a standstill, clutch dumping and popping wheelies is easy. Doesn't have a very top high speed, but on a little bike like this, I don't think I'd want it to have a very high top speed. For my riding, I'm not planning on going out racing it, just for putting around. It's going
gonna jump the hay bales. What do you think?
And it's basically going to be used for me to get more comfortable on the bike, so then like I hop on the KO, I'm more comfortable. The TTR125 is perfect for it, and I absolutely love it for that.
Bend the needle. Bend the needle. We were waiting for you to jump the hay bales.
So I am a little worried as far as hill climbing that this bike might be a little too small, lightweight, and underpowered. It's either going to want to wheelie or just don't have the power to make it up. We'll start here with small fry and see how it does. If it does okay, we'll go to camelback. So it made it, but it does an awful lot of spinning, doesn't it? Because the tire is so small and lightweight. The machine's lightweight, the tire is small. Coming down. Whoa, oh, it made up that guy. Let's go try camelback. You ready, Jared?
Good save.
So it's a little small and lightweight.
That was fun.
I didn't lose it though.
You about had it on your shoulders.
So I guess the KO does have an advantage of being bigger and heavier. Sorry, I had to do it. Okay, so the KO is definitely the winner in hill climbing. This guy's just a little bit too light and underpowered. However, even though it is technically running, I was about 5 minutes into my first test drive down the road. It sounded great, things were going nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden I started hearing this almost a ticking noise, like something in the top end was coming apart. Can't really hear it now. It's kind of quieted down. However, I did take the scope. I looked in the cylinder and it almost looks like there was a flaw in the casting of the jug and like a sections of it has pulled away. So, as I'm riding, it's fine. The minute I start coasting and I'm not in the throttle, she starts bellowing out the smoke. And then when I give it gas, well, just take a look. This was a 4-stroke, not a 2-stroke. So she's up and running, but I think that was a cheap, probably Amazon jug someone put on here. Cheap metal, cheap casting, and something happened. So next year at some point this will need another new jug. But the nice thing is with these TTRs, they're cheap, they're readily available, and it's actually very, very simple to throw a new jug on here. So we should be up and running. At least it's winter and I won't be putting many more miles on it this year, and it can set, I can save some funds up, and then come spring we'll throw a new jug on this guy and be able to do some major ripping. Because I will say that having this guy, I actually almost prefer running it over the KO, but I will also say, having run this guy, I'm starting to feel a lot more comfy on the KO. So I was debating on whether to sell the KO or not. It's listed for sale. If somebody comes and wants it, I'm probably going to sell it. But if not, we'll keep it, because I am getting more comfy on that. So anyway, there is the Project Mini Brat TTR up and running. Just got a few bugs we need to work out yet with it. But anyway, come next spring, we'll get some good rides on this guy. I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to get Seth and Dan together, and we're going to have a whole video of them just teaching me motorcycle basics, like wheeling, getting over logs, doing the old set from a stop sharp 360 turn, which is probably going to be quite hilarious to watch me try to learn that stuff. But at least with a cheap bike like this, if I dump it, it's no big deal. So that will be coming in spring, and it's bound to be a good time with many, many fails for you guys to laugh at. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Do you guys like the name Mini Brapper for this project? If you guys got a better name, let me know in the comments below. If you like it, just give me the old good thumbs up, and we'll keep it as Project Mini Brat. So again, thanks for watching, and until next time, God bless, and keep on riding.